Hello, good morning. It is February 16th, 2026 at 11:40 in the morning my time, and I want to be reintroducing myself into the market analysis after a long break away from participation in the markets due to the action that has been unfolding, quite unfavorable in my skill level. I will be focusing on the Nasdaq primarily, but I will read off what I have logged since January 20th, 2026. I will begin with the weekly time frame of this suspension block right here, of this price displacement creating a fair value gap above previous old highs, all-time highs on this swing right here. Price breaks all-time high levels, breaks down back into this suspension block as the mentor calls it, and it sort of meanders here since December all the way until January 26th, where it wicks up, taking this liquidity, failing to break above old all-time highs, breaking below the suspension block, and now with the action that we have been receiving. Breaking the parameter of the suspension block, quick action here, raises above, and it does not clear the lower quadrant level of the suspension block. To the daily, you can see price breaking down further and further. 4 hours. We have this fair value gap here that is being treated as an inverse at the moment. I'll use a gram box for this. You can see there, price doesn't even break above the lower quadrant level of this fair value gap. That signals to me that price does not want to be here. It could not even break above the discount level of this fair value gap. And since today was a particular hours of trading day because of the holiday, one more fair value gap here does not break above the lower quadrant of it as well. I'll clear it. Back to a bigger time frame. This price action here, look how tight and one-sided it is. We can measure. We get consequent encroachment right here at the 21,903 level. This right here is my terminus speculation right here at 22,944. And it would be a third deviation reach for the measured move I have up here. And this would be sort of my ultimate, but I do not want price to be getting to this level. It would be very, very scary for me. I am not participating, I am just analyzing. As you can see, we have this unfilled gap of only one-sided trading, price offered in one direction. So we have relative equal lows here, and this area looks rather smooth, and this area is untouched. So these are my levels that I currently have on monitor price had already hit one standard deviation from the move I measured. And the second standard deviation, third standard deviation right there at the 22,942 level, which I would like to see it trade into as terminus. Now I'm going to add corresponding information to potentially help my theory. Since January 20, 2026, all these dates are of the year 2026, so I do not have to repeat myself. January 21st, Saks Global, which was the holders for Neiman Marcus, the high-end clothing brand, came out with a $2.2 billion in debt, therefore placing 15,000 jobs at risk. 25th of January, Volkswagen may cancel an Audi plant in the United States, their complaint of tariffs. News of more layoffs are running the tape in re-emergence, perhaps the next round to begin for 2026. Autodesk with 1,000 employees laid off. Meta 1,500. Form Factor 220. Yellow AI 100, which was 30% of their company. Pipe 200 employees, which was 50% of their company. And Synopsys with 200 layoffs. The news cycle since then and world events have been a tremendous bore of redundancy for the sole purpose of running the same stochastic distribution of fetid material. I sense a point of capitulation is very nearby. The narrative is what I do not know. On February 2nd, I labeled participation in the market has been scarce as the price action has been rather unattractive since October 2025. On January 29th, 2026, Amazon Seattle lays off 16,000 people. Pinterest in the Bay Area, California, lays off 700. So here's a summary of total tech sector layoffs. 123,941 employees across 269 companies. 71,981 government employees laid off by DOGE. 182,578 total government departures. Nike to lay off 775 employees as it struggles with sales, theft, likely the underlying thing they are not advertising. Home Depot lays off 800. Tesla to stop production of Model X and S, converting Fremont factory in California to build Optimus robots. They're planning for 1 million per year, therefore tapping into a brand new supply chain. And at that time, there was a 75 to 80% chance probability of partial government shutdown, and that did unfold. On January 31st, 2025, partial government shutdown has begun. They say to last until early next week. And that day, Bitcoin hits 180-day low. UPS looks to cut 30,000 jobs this new year. And Amazon looking to close all of its Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh stores, shifting to delivery and superstores. And in conjunction with other news events in large majority resulting because of the Epstein files, and people haven't fully combed through those things. along with redactions of names still, you are hearing the narrative of people at the top starting to maneuver. That is particularly interesting because when people at the top are moving and are demonstrating some sort of fear, who then, at the lowest end of the totem pole, always bears the brunt? Us people. So, with all that news, it sounds like retraction is afoot. Therefore, why would price support higher levels if retraction at the top is hitting the tape? This is just my current gathering and speculation of events in the world that will translate into the markets. And here are the levels that I have of potentiate. I could be wrong, and that is completely fine. Like I said, I am not participating in this. I am currently working in a garage with wood, taking it as a real-time event to shift my focus and expand into other areas of employment and income. Because like I said, unattractive price action since October to now, that's an additional 3 months of not being able to draw an income from the market. Not because of my inability to trade it, but because I respect the risk. This, I'm sure he has mentioned it, is part of the game. And being able to navigate it is very, very crucial.